do? It's your boy Real.
It's your boy Will. And you know what we're doing nowadays? We're getting our nerd on. And for this particular show, it is the news side of the Glowstone production. All right. So this is the Glowstone nerd side. All right. So this weekend, this was the first major release of a Marvel movie for 2021. It was Black Widow. And so far, I actually was able to got back to the house yesterday a little bit earlier than expected. So I was able to watch it last night and then did the rewatch today just
You
to
saw
be
it
able to
twice.
refresh. Yeah, man. I bought it. I bought it on DSV Plus instead of going to the theater, like I told you.
Yeah.
Plus, like it's a family of three, so it's actually cheaper to do it through Disney Plus and go to the theater. But hey, but after this one, we're going straight movie theater. So, but first off, tell me what you thought of it, from your expectations to what we actually got.
So before I start, man, let's go ahead and get into this. Like he said, guys, this is the new and improved. This is the new Glowstone Geek'D channel. Of course, we are, because we're Geek'd, the still the show that you guys have been watching, and just now we're under another channel under the Glowstone production umbrella. With this one, I'm gonna tell y'all now is spoilers. So you guys have been warned. Okay, it's spoilers. So if you have not seen the movie yet, you might want to click back on this later. But it's going to be spoilers. This is a spoiler discussion. For this one, we're going to go ahead and just talk about. We're going to kind of give our positives and our negatives in this spoiler discussion. So Will just said that we're going to talk about. He wants to know my positives and what I overall thought of the movie. Overall, man, I liked it. It was pretty. The action was man, like it was one of those movies like with the action. It's kind of like you felt every punch. You know what I'm saying? It was like oh my gosh, she came back from that, or you know what I'm saying? And yeah, like I said, overall, I liked it. My expectation was, I think we talked about this before in previous videos. It's a Marvel movie, so your expectations are already set at a certain level. It's just going to depend on if the movie meets that expectation, or it goes over it, or it goes under it. And I think it met that level, in general, which is always a good level for Marvel. Like I think we joked about this before. This movie got pushed back 155 times. So for us to finally get to see the movie, and I know you said you saw it on Disney Plus. Me and my fiance ended up seeing it in the movie theaters. We are AMC A-list members, so we got to see it for free. I was real tempted though, because we didn't get to see it on Friday when it came out, because she had stuff she had to do. So we didn't get to go see it on Friday, and I told her I was real tempted to order it on Disney Plus, and then she kind of reminded me, she's like, you get to watch for free. So why are you paying for it? And I was like, oh yeah, well, you know what? You're right. So we ended up watching it on Saturday, in Dolby, of course. And so, like I said, I liked it overall. There are some things in the movie that I kind of had issues with, but we'll get into that here in a little bit. But before we do that, what did you like? What was your overall thoughts on the movie?
I thought it was good. Especially like my thing. What I was wondering was what would be the time period of them doing it. So being able to see that it was pre-snap. It was when
actually it was. Yeah. I'm sorry. You're right. It was after Civil War. So yeah.
Yeah, it's just after Civil War, but before Infinity War.
Yeah.
So it was right there in that gap. But I enjoyed it. They being able to move the storyline forward, especially that post-credit scene, was a game changer. Being able to see what happened. We'll talk about that later. But overall, I thought it was really good. It was, for me, as far as meeting expectation, I thought it met it. Because primarily, like the big thing was just like, okay, Black Widow is more of a side character. How will a side character be able to have a movie like that?
Yeah,
and it went really well. One of my favorite parts was the costume for Taskmaster. how close it was to like your comic books, even for
being more
like
realistic.
your for realistic, and then also for your Spider-Man video game as well.
Yeah,
They kept it really close to that. So, and I told my wife about it. Say Marvel has gotten better with getting closer to the source material when it comes to the costumes, and I'm starting, and it has me enjoy that much more. So,
hmm
but yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. It was good, especially being able to move the MCU storyline forward.
yeah. The positives, I guess, for me were like I said, the action. Um, Finally getting to see a remnants of Taskmaster. For a
Mhm.
lot of people who read the comics, like Taskmaster started becoming a very popular villain within the Marvel comics universe. Just kind of we've been seeing him in different other mediums, like the video games, like you said, the video games, and you've seen him in some of the anime stuff.
Yeah.
Just to finally kind of see a version of him on the big screen was pretty cool. Um, I
Heard.
like the fact that it kind of dove in a little bit more into Black Widow's mythology. We kind of got to see what the whole Budapest thing. I mean, not necessarily
The
exactly
pest.
the Budapest, but it kind of like gave you idea of what was going on in Budapest in this
Yeah.
movie. I'm sorry, Budapest. That's what's the name said in the movie.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, like I, I, like I said, I like the action. The action is the part that
Mhm.
just like,
It holds
man,
it grabs you and hold.
yeah, it kind of, whew, man, it kept you in there. I think it was on a different level from like Falcon. No, no, sorry, not Falcon. Well, Falcon and Winter Soldier too, but Captain America Winter Soldier. Because I think if you think about it, Captain America Winter Soldier, I think at one point was probably the best action, I guess you could say, in a
Yeah.
Marvel movie.
Yeah.
As far as like the hand to hand stuff,
Yeah.
the more like down to earth grounded stuff is more of a, what I'm saying, the best action or whatever. This one, man, like I said, the punches just seem so real in this movie, man. Um, there's a lot of like I know I said I like the movie, but there are also a lot of negative things. But before we get into the negatives, um, let's talk about what do you think this movie, as far as how do you think is going to help the MCU moving forward? Because like you said, you touched on the end credit scene. So let's
Mhm.
just go ahead and talk about that. What was some of the things that you saw in the movie that you think will help push the MCU forward, and what are your theories and stuff like that coming from that?
So, just looking at the MCU store, with the as this phase is going through, I have the schedule for when it comes to the next set of movies and shows.
Mhm.
So Hawkeye isn't expected to drop until late 2021, so later on this year.
Oh, okay. I thought you said
Um,
22. I'm about to say, what? Dang. Okay.
uh, I'm expecting it to actually drop October. That's what I'm expecting it to drop, the way that they have them going between movie and TV
Yeah.
shows. So I'm expecting it to be October. I think the way that it actually moves it forward is that when it comes to, now we know, we have an expectation who a major villain will be, as far as Hawkeye side of it, who's going to be going after him. And I think it's going to be a game changer because with it being Yelena, Black Widow's surrogate sister,
hmm
who is a good guy or a hero, now is now hunting Hawkeye, is also a hero because she has she was told by Valentina that this is the person that caused your sister's death, even though everybody know he's not.
hmm
That it's actually that one of them had to die, and he decided to sacrifice herself to be able to. Uh, it was basically clearing the red that's in clearing
From the
all the
ledger.
red, yeah,
Yeah.
from her ledger, and basically being able to die the way that she wants to die, and that this gave her the opportunity. So now you have Valentina that's going to change her storyline. actually being able to happen. As far as him being happy that his family is back, training his daughter to take over
Mm-hmm.
the family business, basically. So
Pretty
I
much.
think they did a good job being able to have her own story arc, gave her the finale, basically the memorial right there at the end with the post credits as well, and then boom, now we're going to the next part of the MCU. I think they did pretty good with that.
Yeah, there's a lot of things I took from this movie. One of, like you said, with the whole Elena thing, I remember I was telling my fiance in the movie. I think I kind of had this before. I had this mind frame before I went into the movie because she's gonna be in. Not only I think I heard she's gonna be in Hawkeye, and I guess when that end credit scene, she's gonna be in the Hawkeye series. But I think I also heard she's gonna be in. There was something else she was gonna be in. I can't think of the top of my head right now. So with those two projects that she's gonna be in, plus what how this movie here ended, I
Mm-hmm.
think she's gonna be the next Black Widow. I think she's gonna take up the Black Widow mantle. A lot of you guys know if you read the comics, like she was a Black Widow at one point. She was a White Widow, and also was a Black Widow at one point in the comic. So I think in the MCU version, I think she's gonna end up taking over that mantle, kind of like I'm gonna continue Natasha's work and all that sort of type of stuff. End up joining the Avengers and all that stuff. Another thing that kind of caught my attention in this movie, like you said, um, Louise Dreyfus's character. A lot of you guys
Yeah.
know in the comics she is considered as Madam Hydra.
Mm-hmm.
So when she had gave Black Widow's sister that information at the end in that end credit scene, it shouldn't be any surprise that she's trying to start some stuff because she's Madam Hydra. She's a bad guy, and so uh, I think that this is going to lead into either two things: the Dark Avengers, because right now, if you think about it, she's already recruited the Dark Captain America, and now she's recruiting the Dark Black Widow. I mean, I know both of them aren't like considered really a bad guy, but they're being manipulated to be bad guys. They don't know that she's bad. So I think that there's going to lead into either a Dark Avengers or the Thunderbolts, which is a group that's created by Thunderbolt Ross, General Ross.
Yeah.
Which I think that also will kind of lead into not only um, the Hawkeye series, but I think it'll also lead into the She-Hulk series because I'm real. I was just telling Terry this a minute ago. I said I really think that they're going to implement. Cause we already know Abomination is going to be in the She-Hulk movie, show. They already said that. Then of course I've seen Abomination pop up in the Shang-Chi trailer, so Abomination is still out there.
Yeah.
I think that somehow, some way, because if you notice in this movie, Ross didn't look too good.
Nah.
And she said something about that. Yeah, he was struggling. So my theory is that he's going to be in such a bad shape that he's going to take some type of a super soldier serum. He's going to end up turning into the Red Hulk. That's my theory. I think he's going to end up being the Red Hulk, probably in the She-Hulk movie. I mean, I keep saying movie, but show. I think he's going to be the Red Hulk. They'll probably bring that him in at some point.
That'll probably be like the season finale right there.
Yeah, hey man, listen. I'm gonna tell you right now because I just hope that I'll tell you this before. I hope in the She-Hulk series that they kind of revert the Hulk back to the Hulk. Like we need the Hulk back. I don't want none of this Professor Hulk stuff. And you just dumbing down the Hulk. I mean, you watering down the Hulk. Don't want that. That's a story for another day. But yeah, there was another thing. But yeah, so you probably didn't really pay too much attention to this. I think. Well, no. Actually, you know what? Probably not gonna go there yet because that's like a rumor too. So supposedly
don't say it.
Okay, so I can't think of the character's name. He is also part of the Soviet Union like Avenger team with Red Guardian, Crimson Dynamo. He's a half bear, half human. I cannot think of the man's name right now. I'm blanking on it. I'm sorry. So the guy who Red Guardian had David Harbour's character was arm wrestling, and the guy said something to him about, man, how did you fight Captain America when he was on ice at that time? That guy, the big guy, he was arm wrestling with,
Yeah, yeah, the
broke
big
his
guy
arm. Yeah, he ended up breaking his
messed up
arm.
his
Yeah.
wrist.
So
Yeah,
supposedly they
yeah,
said that that guy is credited as the guy that turns into that half bear, half human. He's actually supposed to be a mutant. And so I was wondering maybe we'll see him down the line at some point. Maybe they will put together because remember David Harbour and them are gone now. I don't know. There's also a theory that maybe they got snapped. You know what I'm saying? At one point, remember all this happened before the snap, and
yeah,
so and plus her sister wasn't with them anymore.
yeah.
So that could be something too. So I think that eventually, maybe in a movie or a show or something, we'll end up seeing David Harbour again with the Russian version. I cannot think. I'm sorry, I can't think of the name right now. The Russian version of the Avengers at some point, because you even heard Elena call Red Guardian Crimson Dynamo.
Yeah,
It's like a call back to, as I said, the Crimson Dynamo, who was like an arch enemy of Iron Man. Was probably like a Russian Soviet Union guy that also had the like technology kind of like Tony Stark, who tried to mimic Tony Stark's technology over in America to make his own suit. Matter of fact, Whiplash in Iron Man 2 was supposed to be an amalgamation of Crimson Dynamo and Whiplash, which is why his stuff was kind of like technology wise,
yeah.
kind of like Crimson Dynamo. So it's probably like an amalgamation, but yeah. And what else did I notice in the movie? I mean, that's pretty much about it, man. Like I said, we know now that this is going to probably end up leading into the Hawkeye series, which I can't wait now.
Yeah.
And you said it might come out in December. I think before that it's going to be.
It's gonna be. I'm pushing.
I'm sorry. October. I'm sorry. Yeah, October. Yeah.
I put my money on October.
Yeah, I think so too because What If comes out next month. It comes out in a few weeks, so it's not that far away. But yeah, those are just some of the positives we took from it. So of course, in every movie, not only are there positives, there are some negatives. So Will, let's go ahead and get into the negatives, man. What are some negatives that you took out of this movie?
So you have what is it? With the way that the powder worked. So I know like it would revert them back, but it just seemed like
give them their free will back.
Yeah, but it seemed weird. Like, because you would still expect them to be kind of amped up in the whole situation, and it seemed like it just took all of that away. You know, like their energy is just boom, what's going on? Instead of actually them not necessarily having a fight, but as still they had that adrenaline still pumping through, ready to go, and it just seemed like it removed that completely. You had it got to when it went to Taskmaster, it was supposed to end. It got kind of obvious that Taskmaster was the daughter. That's even before he said it. As to us, like it's the daughter. Like that's the only thing that would make sense that it would be the daughter. Because like how are they so terrible at explosives? For Bartman and Natasha, like how are they so bad? Like I mean, it just
took
like
the whole building out, but they didn't die. So
yeah, like somehow like these main two targets amazingly survived while they were in the middle of the building. So it was basically just some of the main ones. The In the house was pretty weird that when let's say Melina, the mom, told Natasha about that she had already called the red room, and that they'll be there shortly. To me, it was kind of weird. Like it was like I want that. What happened after? Like I know they did flashbacks with it, but what was that immediate reaction? You know, like did she say, "I knew that you will
betray
want
us
to go there"?
Yeah.
I was there like, "I knew that you wanted to go there. Why would you betray us?" Like, what? It didn't just go from I called the Red Room to now do this and work together. Like there was something there that happened to for them to actually start working together. Because their family, their surrogate family,
Mm-hmm.
but there's to me, there's I just want the tidbit. Give
Yep.
me that little piece of that extra like um, 30 seconds before going to the room with Yelena and her and the dad, just so that it would be to me it would be a smoother transition for that whole situation.
Right.
That's just some of the ones that hit me.
Well, let's see. For me, it's quite a bit. I know that when I start naming out the bad stuff, people gonna start thinking like, "Dang, do you really like this movie?" So overall, like,
It
what was
moved
the
the storyline really good. So.
that's the thing though. To me, I don't think it did.
Mm.
Like, did we really need to know what she did? You know, before, right after Civil War, and before like uh Infinity War, do we really need to know what it was? Because there's nothing in this movie that really just, I mean, besides like the little ending end credit scene where it's like, oh, they're gonna link it to Hawkeye. It's like, do we really need this movie? Like, I feel like they could have did something. I'm not saying like don't give her a movie. I just
Yeah,
feel like they could have did a different type of movie for her.
yeah,
Because this right here didn't benefit the overarching narrative of the MCU or anything like that. It's like, so why is this movie being made?
yeah,
And this is going to be the one thing I think a lot of people right now online are kind of talking about right now. The whole Taskmaster thing. So
yeah, yeah.
this,
My wife asked about that.
yeah, see, okay, so this kind of reminds me of the whole Mandarin thing in Iron Man 3. I did not like how they handled Taskmaster. And I remember we were sitting in the movie and I was telling Terry this when they said something about we're going to initiate the Taskmaster Initiative. And I was like, why are they saying Taskmaster Initiative as if like this is some kind of like it's some kind of program or something.
Program.
And
Yeah.
then you see him sit there and somebody comes in and puts
Like
something in
the
the back of his
Age of
head. I was like,
Ultron.
oh man, no. I was like, they already starting already. So
Age of Ultron moment.
no, I was thinking, like I said, I thought of the Mandarin moment. It's like we have this mind frame of, okay, in the comics, the Mandarin is the arch enemy, the Joker to Iron Man's Batman, right?
Mm.
So in this, if anybody read the comics, Taskmaster is probably one of the most deadly hand-to-hand combatants in all of MCU. I was telling Terry this earlier. He is the kind of guy. He's a hired gun. He's the guy that these different organizations like Hydra and AIM and whoever else you want to talk about, the Hand, whoever, they will hire him to train their soldiers. That's how good this guy is. And so he also has the ability to mimic any fighting style. Like he can mimic fighting style, but not people's power, just their fighting styles. So like say he can mimic the fighting style of Captain America, but he can't mimic his strength and his speed and stuff like that. He only can mimic the fighting style. And so Taskmaster, if done correctly, man, can be a very, very interesting bad guy if they done it right. I think they tried too hard to make it to like where it was like, oh my god, that's the Taskmaster. Like I thought it was this person or whatever.
Yeah.
And so, like you said, it was kind of like one of those when it actually revealed that it was his daughter. It's like, okay, like I don't know. It felt underwhelming. I guess it was just like the daughter. It wasn't like one of those. Oh my god, it was a daughter the whole time. It was just like, oh, the daughter. Like really, that's the route you're going with him. And it's like I feel like Taskmaster was underutilized. It was just like that dude. Matter of fact, it also remind me of. You remember when the old Batman and Robin movie with Chris O'Donnell and George Clooney, how they did Bane?
Oh man,
Kind of like that's what that remind me of, bro. I'm just like that's
yeah.
not Bane, man. Like Bane is very calculated. He's very intelligent.
Yeah.
And like with Taskmaster, same thing. Dude he's very dangerous, very calculated. And for you to kind of make him seem like some mindless zombie that needs to be controlled, that's not Taskmaster. And so, like I said, when I seen that, it took me back to the Mandarin of Iron Man 3. And I don't think they're gonna do the same thing with this situation that they did with the Mandarin, where like K Fighting kind of came out like, look, we apologize. We know y'all are upset. We're gonna correct that by putting the real Mandarin in Shang-Chi. Don't think that's gonna happen. Maybe, I don't know, but I doubt it. I think they're just gonna live with what they have now. Because like I said, Taskmaster would have been a deadly, foe for like say, because they said they're coming out with Captain America 4, so he could have been in Captain America 4, could have been in Hawkeye, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And so, but yeah, another thing too, I'm kind of with you with the whole mind control thing. I didn't like the mind control thing. You know what I'm saying? I kind of would have liked for Elena to be like, okay, instead of her like, oh, I'm this killing machine. Okay, this powder hit me, so now I'm more clear now. I'm good now. I would have rather her, because she knew about Black Widow and what she was doing with the Avengers. It would have been a little bit more believable if she could have like saw her doing what she was doing with the Avengers and kind of use that as motivation to try to be like her. So then she'll work her way to when she sees Black Widow. Hey, I'm trying to be like you, trying to be a better person. Can you like, you know what I mean? Keep me on your wing, all that type of stuff. I'm trying to do these things to just show her that I can be just like her. Because remember, they were sisters at one point, and she really felt like they were sisters. So it would have made more sense for her to kind of feel like I'm trying to do this just like she would want to do. You know what I'm saying? Instead of like, oh, powder, oh, I'm good. Let me go say everybody else.
So weird. It's just so weird.
Yeah, like I said, those are just a few of them. Because for me, bro, it's kind of a question of, did the good outweigh the bad? I think, like I said, I like the movie. Yeah. Overall, I like the movie. It's just those little few things. Like I said, I don't like how they handle Taskmaster. That's really the main thing, Taskmaster handling. And just overall, the movie is like, do we really need this movie? Not saying she shouldn't have a movie. I'm just saying this particular movie is like, it didn't serve a purpose. It felt like it was like here's a movie for you guys. It's like, okay, because we're so used to whatever movie that they come out with is progressing the story forward. And if it wasn't for that end credit scene to kind of show like, oh, this is gonna lead right into Hawkeye or whatever, we would have just had a movie, just be having a movie. You know what I'm saying? But that's just a few things for me though. Overall, man, what do you rate this movie?
So before I rate it, back on the Taskmaster thing.
Oh yeah.
So my favorite was throughout the movie, I was saying to my wife, "Please don't kill the Taskmaster. Like, please don't kill." And that was before like they hit her with the dust and she became nice. So I was telling my wife, "Like, yeah, this is like one of the great villains of the MCU." So her question was like, "So like, was she?"
Well, you saying the character of Taskmaster in the comics is a good? Okay, I'm about to say,
it's one of the great. The comics is one of the great ones. It's one of the great villains. So I was hoping that they wouldn't kill her, so that be able to further down do some real work. And so when it became a good person, my wife was like, "So will she revert back to evil or to a villain or something?"
Yeah, because she gonna know how to fight and all that
stuff.
So.
Yeah,
because it seemed like her brain was like, you see that little thing that's in the back of her head when she took her helmet off. It's as if like, look, we got to put this stuff in your mind for you to be some trained killer and stuff like that. That's another thing too. My bad, I forgot to get on this. So Taskmaster, like I said before, does not have superpowers. Like he just have super strength. Like he has photographic memory to where he can mimic everybody's style, and he ended up taking some type of a serum that enhanced that. So like he can read something one time and know the whole entire thing. You know what I'm saying? Or like I said, he can mimic every single movement. He knows every jolt of your muscle in each fighting attack, all that stuff, right? So in this movie, they gave him like super strength and all this other stuff. It's like he's fighting a Red Guardian who has a super soldier serum in him. And just throwing him against the wall, throwing him out. I was like, this is not. That's one thing that kind of got me too. That's why I was saying like they made Taskmaster into like a RoboCop. And it's like that's not what he is. You know what I'm saying? And so, but yeah, that's a thing I didn't. But you were saying though.
Yeah, but yeah, that was the main thing. I won the Taskmaster to stay alive, and was hoping that it would have been a consistent villain throughout the MCU. having handprint on different areas, but
Yeah.
don't might not get there, but hopefully will end up getting it at some point. As far as rating, I give it about a 70, 75. Because it's some I
Well,
did I was,
so 7 out of 10, you give it a 7.5.
yeah,
I mean, that's
yeah,
like 1 out of 10. I
seven.
mean, one to
Uh,
10, 7.5.
yeah, seven and a half. It's a, like I said, I've watched it twice. Enjoyed it. But yeah, it's just those certain things. It's like, ah,
Is it one of those movies that since you saw it twice, is it one of those movies like you liked it better the second time, or is it like it was okay the second time?
it was okay the second time.
Okay.
Yeah, it was okay the second time. I just wanted to try to make sure that I didn't miss anything
Yeah.
going through it. Just like you said, like how you talking about the big fella could be half there. You have the Yelena, maybe making sure that I didn't miss anything with her now being part of the MCU.
Yeah.
Just stuff like that. Then I just wanted to make sure that I didn't miss out. Also, before you do your rating. So the fight scene in Budapest, when they was on like a chimney thing falling.
Yeah.
What was the strategy? What was the idea of the Black Widow? They tried to cut. Uh, yeah, assassin Black Widow trying to cut Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow. So you know how she grabbed Scarlett Johansson grabbed her, and then she got a blade. Like,
Yeah. I was like, what
what
are
was
you
the
doing?
tactical advantage of that?
Yeah. I was telling Terry that in the movie. I was like, what are you doing? She trying to save your life. What are you doing? And so then I kind of then now if you think about it when you watch the movie further along, you start realizing okay she was kind of like mind control. So
Yeah,
all she knew was just to kill, just to kill. So you know what I'm saying.
attack.
So
Yeah,
yeah. So she don't realize that she's trying to save her life because she's mind control. It's like I'm trying to kill you. You know that's why she ended up swiping her. I'm the same. I'm the same way. I was like, why are you swiping her? She's trying to save your life. Then she ended up breaking her leg and all that stuff, man, which was kind of crazy.
yeah.
For me, now I didn't see it twice like you, so I'm gonna go with maybe a 7. I'm gonna go with a 7 out of 10. Like I said, overall, I liked the movie. The action was A1, man. I love the action in this one, man. Like I said, it might have been on par with that Captain America and Winter Soldier type of action. You know what I'm saying?
That was my favorite one.
Like I said, there were some things that I did not like. Cause see, to me, I'm also one of those people. Like I liked Iron Man 3, I just didn't like the whole Mandarin thing, man. I didn't like the whole Mandarin thing. So I kind of look at this the same way as Iron Man 3. It's like, yeah, I like the movie, but that one thing I just didn't like. It's like I feel like if you're gonna do because sometimes, man, for me, I feel like I understand. I'm not one of those people like, okay, I read the comics, you got to do exactly like the comic. I understand that you're also catering to people who didn't read the comic. None of these people that watch this movie gonna know who the hell Taskmaster is. You know what I'm saying? And so, like your mom or something, your mom don't know who Taskmaster is. So she gonna go in here kind of cold turkey. So whatever they put on the screen, okay, she gonna go with that. But guys like us, we know who Taskmaster is. So it's like, I just wish they did Taskmaster a little different. So that's cool. But yeah, that's the thing. Like I said, that's part of the one glaring thing that I didn't like. And then on top of that, just the overall movie as far as like, did we need this movie? Not that the movie wasn't good. It was a good movie, but did we need this movie? It didn't help progress the story forward in any kind of way. And so that's, like I said, I give it a 7.
It's understandable. But before we dip out, this can't be the only thing that we talk about. All right. So we're going into the last episode of Loki. What do you think so far?
Actually, we might need to wait on this one because we're gonna do an overall discussion on Loki. The last episode is on Wednesday, so we're gonna go ahead and do an overall discussion on Loki. I'll look forward to that video. It's gonna be our next video. But we can talk about this. What do you think about that What If trailer?
I think what has me so I enjoyed it. What has me it's just, I don't know, it's a lot. It was a lot. Just being able to, I don't know, it's a lot. What about you?
at first, like, of course, I'm gonna see it, of course, but like the animation at first didn't have me. It was like, I don't know if it's animation or whatever. But then I don't know what it was. Maybe they touched up some things or something. I don't know what it was. To me, it's just like now this animation is selling me now. And I guess because we see more clips from it, it's not like just real quick shots. You can see kind of a little bit more extended clips, which put things you know what I'm saying? So you can recognize a little bit better. You can see what's going on a little bit better, kind of get an understanding. And so when I seen this trailer, like I said, this trailer was probably the best one out of all the trailers we've seen for What If. Bro, I can't wait. As y'all know, What If is dropping on August 11th. That'll be here at any minute, man. It's about a month away. So I can't wait, man. I'm ready. Like I said, if you guys read the What If comics growing up, some of the best writing, it just kind of just puts in perspective. Like, what if, Spider-Man, instead of him being still human, but with spider powers, he has to turn into a spider? Or, what if, the Fantastic Four went into space and started turning to mutant freaks or whatever. It's kind of like a lot of what ifs that kind of plays around with the stuff that happened in the actual main comic book line, streamline or whatever. So yeah, I'm ready for it, man. I like like I said, I like the trailer and everything. It got me sold. I'm ready. About a month away, so I'm ready.
It was funny. So when it comes to Loki, my wife is struggling as far as like understanding like she get the gist of it, but still it's like what's still like what's happening.
Yeah.
But when I showed her the trailer for What If with animation and Killmonger saves Tony and stuff like that, it was she loved it. She was like, okay, like this show is going to be fun to watch. It's like, yeah, this is going to be a good one. So it's like it was so much, and I'm just so ready for it. Just been seeing it, just each of these shows just get closer and closer for them to come. I'm just ready for it.
Oh yeah, me too, bro. But that's gonna probably do it for us, y'all. We're glad you guys was here rocking with us. And like we said, guys, please, this is our very first official video for the Glow Sun Geek channel. So we're glad you guys are here with us. Please, pretty please like and subscribe to the channel. If you guys also hit the bell. If you guys scroll over to the panel where it says channels, you're gonna see 2 other channels on there too. You're gonna see the Glow Sun Sports, and you're also gonna see For Your Ambition. Those are also 2 channels under the Glow Sun production umbrella. Please follow those channels too and check out those videos. You will enjoy them. And also, guys, please also follow our podcast For Your Ambition. That's going to be also under Spotify and all the other streaming services that you listen to podcasts on. It used to be See at the Table, so now we changed the name to For Your Ambition. Because there's a lot of people who have See the Table, so we try to distance ourselves from that and have our own brand name, which is For Your Ambition. And so, with that being said, guys, that's going to be it for us. We're glad you guys joined us on the spoiler discussion of The Black Widow. It is your boy, Rail. I got my kin for Will. We'll catch y'all guys here soon.
Content.